Is the new Lexus GX still the king of reliable luxury? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. Lexus has done something that they don't do very often. They've introduced an all-new version of the GX SUV. And what I want to find out is whether this is still the same ultra-reliable, rugged luxury SUV that many GX owners everywhere have grown to love. Well, the first piece of great news that's going to thrill many is the fact that the GX is still manufactured in Japan, at the same Tahara assembly plant where the Lexus LX and the Toyota Land Cruiser are made. And that's a great thing when it comes to build quality. And not only is it made in Japan, but it continues to be a proper body-on-frame SUV. The new GX is built on the same global truck platform that underpins many Lexus and Toyota models, including the Lexus LX, the Toyota Land Cruiser, and a few others. It's a much stiffer and stronger platform than what it had before, with a ladder frame construction and a proper four-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case. Now that's all well and good and pretty much what we would expect for a GX. But the part of this vehicle that's a lot more controversial is the engine that's found underneath the hood. The ultra-reliable and legendary 4.6-liter V8 and 6-speed automatic transmission from the old GX has now been replaced with a brand new drivetrain. It now uses a twin turbocharged 3.4-liter V6 engine with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, there are some really great things about this drivetrain. For one thing, it is incredibly powerful. It produces 349 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. Way more power than you got with the old drivetrain. And you can seriously feel it. This is a properly quick SUV. It has way more power and torque than you got from the old V8 engine, which was a little bit on the lazy side. But that's definitely not the case here. Here you just plant your foot down and you get all of that instant torque and it just goes. And because it now has so much more power, it also has a much higher towing capability, up to 9,000 pounds, as opposed to 6,500 pounds with the old GX, which is really impressive. There is eventually going to be a hybrid version available in the near future, which is basically going to be a hybridized version of the same V6 engine, although I realistically don't think that you need it because this regular V6 is already more than powerful enough. And I should also add that the 10-speed automatic is a very smooth shifting transmission. It's very refined and no concerns there. Now that's all fine. Having a lot more performance is definitely a good thing. And in terms of the way this drivetrain feels, it certainly feels like a significant upgrade over what came before it. But it does have a few issues. For one thing, it is a very complicated drivetrain. Lexus went with a smaller displacement twin turbocharged engine and added a lot more complexity in order to reduce the emissions and improve the fuel economy, which it would be great, except that it's really not that much more fuel efficient. It averages around 15 to 21 miles per gallon, or around 11 to 16 liters per 100 kilometers, so I would still call this a gas guzzler. The other concern, and perhaps the most significant one of all, is what that additional complexity has done to the GX's reputation for reliability. One of the main things that made the old GX such a legendary vehicle was the fact that it had such incredible tank-like build quality and unbelievable reliability. It was the one vehicle that you could really bet on lasting for 500,000 miles or longer and providing reliable service, something that you really can't count on for any other comparable modern vehicle. But because Lexus has now retired the proven V8 engine and 6-speed automatic and replaced it with a much more complicated drivetrain that doesn't have much of a track record so far, the reliability is now being brought into question. And perhaps even more concerning is the fact that this engine has already run into a few issues. A slightly different variant of the same twin-turbo V6 engine is also used in the larger Lexus LX and the Toyota Tundra pickup truck, where it has run into a few reliability problems. Some Toyota and Lexus owners have been experiencing main bearing failure with these engines. which means that the entire engine does need to be replaced, and Toyota has even issued a recall with a batch of vehicles produced between 2022 and 2023, claiming that the issue is a manufacturing defect where metal debris was not properly cleaned out of the engine, which leads to the bearing issue. Now, the major question is this just an isolated incident with a certain batch of engines that Toyota has now rectified and won't be an issue moving forward? Or is this just an early sign of potential reliability concerns to come? And that's a question that's very difficult to answer. Now, given that this is Lexus we're talking about, a company that's legendary for its incredible build quality and reliability, something that they're known for far more than any other brand, I would be willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. But it's still a bit of a shame that for the first time ever, GX buyers are going to have to take a bit of a leap of faith, as opposed to the past where incredible, no-nonsense reliability was always a given. And that's a bit of a shame because in every other way, this is a truly phenomenal SUV that Lexus has made significant improvements with. It has a phenomenal driving feel. It feels still very truckish. It's got a bit of that jiggly feel to it, but it's still incredibly comfortable. You sit really up high with a really nice commanding view of the road, and it has fantastic outward visibility thanks to these tall windows all the way around. It truly is a fantastic driving SUV and a lot more comfortable than I was expecting, which could be due to the fact that I'm driving the Overtrail version, which does come with smaller 18-inch wheels with thicker profile tires that do give you a bit more cushioning when compared to the premium or luxury trims, which have 20 and 22-inch wheels with lower profile tires. In addition to the 18-inch wheels with all-terrain tires, other features that you get with the Overtrail version include skid plates, a locking rear differential, you get a multi-terrain select and crawl control system. It even has new adaptive suspension with electronic disconnecting stabilizer bars both front and rear for better wheel articulation, so this really is a proper off-road SUV. Unfortunately though, the Overtrail only comes as a 2-row 5-seater configuration, which means it does eliminate the third row of seats that you get with the other trims. But on the bright side, that does mean that you have a much larger cargo area, still making this a really practical and spacious SUV. But unfortunately, if you really want to have the third row of seats to carry up to 6 or 7 passengers, you will have to skip on the Overtrail. The rest of the interior though is extremely luxurious and really high quality, exactly what you would expect from a Lexus. The materials and build quality are fantastic and it really does feel like a proper luxury vehicle. You also get fantastic technology, including a fully digital driver display, a really large touchscreen infotainment system with an excellent user interface, lots of great safety technology, a fantastic Mark Levinson sound system, and you even get a few really nice luxuries that are not available on the less expensive RX, including available massaging semi-aniline leather seats, and even a cooler for keeping your drinks cold. All in all, this is an extremely luxurious and a surprisingly practical SUV that really does live up to its price tag. And let's talk about that pricing, by the way. The GX is priced between $65,000 to $82,000 US, or around $86,000 to $110,000 Canadian. And that's actually not too bad when you consider how much you're getting for the price. In fact, putting it this way, the pricing of the Lexus GX basically begins roughly where the pricing of the Toyota Land Cruiser tops out. So you can basically get both SUVs for around the same amount of money. And I really think it's quite a phenomenal SUV. It basically gives you everything that you get with a Mercedes G-Wagon for around 1/3 of the price. And even though the new, more complicated drivetrain does have some potential reliability concerns in the long run, I would still have a lot more confidence owning one of these past the warranty period when compared to most other comparable European luxury SUVs. Not only does Lexus have that reputation for quality, but they also have much better resale value. The GX is likely going to hold its value far better than any of its rivals, certainly much better than a comparable Land Rover or BMW. So even though Lexus has certainly added a lot of complexity and potentially added some long-term reliability concerns to the GX. For that trade-off, they've just made so many benefits and so many advancements in many ways. Compared to the old GX, this is a far more capable SUV with far better performance. It's more luxurious, has better technology, it's more comfortable to drive, and it certainly looks a lot better. This is a fantastic looking SUV with really sharp styling. But let's be realistic, for most buyers, the GX is way beyond what most people will ever need. For most, the Lexus RX is more than adequate and is going to give you everything that you need for an everyday SUV. The GX is for someone that has just really fallen in love with that really nice boxy design, or they just really want to have that extra performance, the off-road capability, or they just really need a proper towing vehicle. And for someone that really wants a vehicle like that, it's great that the GX is still available and is still so authentic to what it's always been. So would you take the new Lexus GX over the old model, and would you choose it over other comparable luxury SUVs? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also take a look at my other videos by clicking these links over here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.